All right, Coach, you guys open the season on Friday.
Yep.
How excited are you?
You know what? We've been going hard at it for about a month in terms of full practice. And if you count the summer access piece, we've been going since like June. So I know the girls are happy to play against someone other than our Red Dragons and themselves.
And this is unique because you start with a tournament.
Yeah, I know, noon, right? Noon game on a Friday.
It's a tournament. The
Right.
more games you win, the more games you play.
Right.
How important is it that you guys play as many games as possible in this session?
Well, it's a great experience opportunity for our group. You know, we're still gelling, we're still coming together, figuring out our roles, figuring out how this is all going to come together on the court in competitive situations. So the more games we can play, especially early, the more we can get a read on where we need to go moving forward.
And what have you seen from your first opponent, Towson?
Well, you know what? Towson's going to present an interesting challenge for us because, at least in the past, they've been a team that's played both zone and man, more of a matchup zone, so it can be a little tricky to attack. So you really have to be on your P's and Q's and alert. But we're going to do what we normally do and execute our game plan and see where that gets us.
Tempo-wise, what are you guys going to do? Because this late line team can run. How does that match up with what Towson?
Well, we're just going to do what we do, and we are, you know, fast-paced, advantage basketball, playing in transition is what we're known for, and we're going to continue that. Now, how we score when we get into those advantage situations differs from team to team, but I think this team will show our inside presence probably is a little bit more dominant, maybe than it has been in the past, but as well as our guards are still really good at getting to the basket, attacking, and making wide-open shots.
Is there something specific that they have that you guys have been focusing on this week?
No, you know what? Every time we go into a game, we know what our opponents will do, but we spend more time focused in on us and knowing what we need to do so that we can execute that to the best of our abilities. And hopefully, when we do that, that'll put our opponents in a defensive jam where they have to make some adjustments around us versus us having to make adjustments around them.
Guard play was very strong in the exhibition. Inside, though, what have you guys maybe worked on to have that complement your guards?
Well, we want to get as deep a position as we can in the post, and that way we don't have to make post moves, but we can just catch it and go up. We're pretty fortunate that we have a lot of size, so we want to use that size to our advantage and pound the ball in the post, not just for this opponent, but for all of them. If we can get people in foul trouble and get easy buckets or higher percentage shots, we'll take it any day of the week.
You guys do have a pretty deep guard play and a pretty deep bench overall, so how important is it to get a slew of players in these games?
Well, that's really what makes us go. I mean, it's difficult to play the pace that we want to play for 40 minutes if you only have 5 or 6 kids. So the fact that we have depth, that'll allow us to keep our attack going at full throttle the whole 40 minutes.
And should you win Friday, you play again on Sunday.
Okay. Quick turnaround, yeah.
Quick turnaround for a young team. How have you guys approached that?
Well, you know what? We have some off-the-court things that we do to kind of help their bodies from a recovery standpoint, but our kids do a great job of making sure they eat properly and hydrate because that's so much of it. And then we'll kind of adjust how we maybe go into our game prep on Saturday, should we take care of business on Friday so that we're ready to go on Sunday. We can be fresh and run.
With Towson, there's a lot of unique challenges it brings. First off, being a noon game on a Friday. Do you think about that all affecting you guys when you prepare for that game?
I don't really think it'll affect us. I think it's just another day for us to overcome a challenge with it being in the middle of the day. But I think it's going to be a big eye-opener just for us being young and starting the season off.
For you, you were a role player on a very veteran team last year, now a starter on a very young team this year. What kind of different things does that bring game one opening the season?
I feel knowing that I have more of an impact on the game because I've been through it before, and I know one thing I'll have to do is like help my teammates come along with it as well. But them as well, they can help me fixing what I need to fix and everything.
And what have you kind of seen from Towson opening the season on Friday?
I've seen that they are a team that likes to go inside, so I think that's one thing we'll have to watch out for, is them going inside and watching their key players, making sure they don't become a big impact on the game.
You guys have some pretty good guards, and you're deep at the guard position. How's that unit match?
I think that matchup, it'll be pretty good, knowing that we have guards that are able to keep up with their guards, so it'll be a good way for us to like get prepared for our conference play.
And how cool is it just to start the season at home, same day as the men's team, and all focus will be on basketball on Friday?
I think it's very exciting knowing that that whole day is about basketball, doing something that you love, and getting the season started off just like that.